asked me to come this week, and when she asked what topic I wanted to do, I knew real quick. And so the topic I was gonna do with y'all is called Solution-Focused Conversations for Home. And the reason I chose that is, one, because the majority of the time when I talk to parents, they always ask me, what can I do at home? And it's great. So I thought I'd give just a couple quick conversation things you can do at home to maybe change how your conversations go. And then I chose solution focus because that's the counseling theory that I work from. It's a brief therapy model. If you look it up, anything, it's called solution focus brief, and it's good for a school counselor because I don't have hours, right? I've got 340 kids. I don't have week-long hour sessions that I do. I've got 5 to 10 minutes conversations, a 30-minute lunch. So I have short time. So it's a good model that school counselors can do. And you kind of do that, and it gets a lot of your common issues. And then if more is needed, I have resources to refer out. So I'll give y'all this. It's just something you can look at, you can stick on your fridge. Your kiddo gets in the car. What's the first thing you usually say?
How would you do?
And what do they say?
Fine. I don't know.
Fine or I don't know. Okay, so this is just some other ways that you can ask them about their day, or you can set them up for their day. So the first one is like maybe on your way to school, instead of, hey, I hope you have a great day, and off they go, you can say, what do you hope your day looks like? It gets them thinking about what their best hope for the day is. And then you can ask, this is just a few questions to expand on that. What would be happening if a small part of your wish happened? Like, what do you wish your day looks like? Oh, well, like, I'd be getting my work done, and I'd be, well, what does that look like? And it just gets them to start thinking and planning out their day. The what else, it says times 10. That's the recommendation for how many times you ask these questions, because like you said, I don't know. The number of times I hear I don't know in a day can drive me crazy. But after you ask about 4 times, they'll start talking. I don't know if it's the kids just get sick of me asking, so they finally say something, because I'm like, I'm just gonna keep asking you. But you'll get I don't know a lot, and that's when you just start asking a different way. And that's where the others come. Like if they say, well, I don't know, well, what would others say your day would look like? Sometimes it takes off the pressure if they're like, oh, well, my teacher would say this is what a good day looks like. What would you be doing if I watched? A lot of times they'll say what they wouldn't be doing. Well, I won't be talking. Well, what will you be doing? We want to know what you are doing, not what you're not doing. And then just some questions for like after school. What's one thing you loved? What's one thing you learned? It just expands instead of how was your day? Fine. You as a parent, they're comfortable with you. You get the worst, right? You hear the worst parts of the day. And I promise we're here with your kids. They don't have 8 hours of bad. Yes, they're gonna have rough moments. And I'm not saying don't listen to the hard that your kids have, but well, what was something positive that happened today? What was something that was a little bit good? Scaling is a big solution-focused technique. So that number 4 there. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how was your day? Okay, well, it was a 3. Okay, well, what made it a 3? Or it was an 8. Great, what made it an 8? What could make it a 9 tomorrow? What could you do tomorrow to make it a 9? What could I do to help it be a 9? What could your teacher do? And then that's good conversations you can have with their teachers. Hey, this is what they need. Solution focus is a great technique because the client is the expert, right? Your kid knows what they need to make it a good day, and it's going to be different with every kid. And then again, what would it look like? What would you be doing? And then a big technique with solution focused is tapping into times when they've been successful, right? So I get this a lot, and I do this a lot with friendship struggles. It may not surprise y'all when I track all my student encounters. The number one reason I see kids outside of like my normal groups and normal kids I check in on is social and peer interactions, right? We're in elementary school, we're struggling with friends. We're trying to make friends. And I see more 5th grade than anything, and I see more 3rd through 5th grade than anything. And so when you're talking about friendship skills, I rarely get involved in their drama, right? I can't fix their drama. And I can't walk around with them all day. So I work with individual kids on skills. And so asking them, well, when have you made a friend before? You know, when was the last time you played with a friend? Well, at church, you know, I have this friend, or in first grade I had this friend. Well, how did you do that? What are things you did? And it gives them that confidence. Oh yeah, I have made friends before. You know, I can do this. What will it look like when you're making friends? So those are just a few pointers for home. Some ways to reframe your conversations. The last thing I was going to tell y'all about, I don't know, has anyone read this book? I don't know if any of you've read it. It's a good audio book. It's called The Anxious Generation. I audioed it. All the counselors in the district read it last year. This is where Play Club came from. So as y'all know, on Monday and Wednesday mornings, we go outside and play before the school day starts. So this book is about the shift from a play-based childhood to a screen-based childhood. It's a great read for parents. It's a great read for educators, grandparents. It's heavy. You got to take it in little bits because you can get depressed. It is very depressing. And it talks about just the mental health issues that have risen because of a screen-based childhood. But when you get to the end, what I love is it gives you solutions. So it has recommendations for parents. It has recommendations for schools. You know, like if you've got young kids, it's simply just recommendations. Y'all parents, you'll do what you think is best, but like when to introduce a phone, how long to wait for social media, those types of things. But for schools, it suggests 2 things to help with kids' mental health. And they're very simple. It's become phone free, which our district has done. I mean, our state has done, right? They passed that law. And incorporate more free play. Kids just need to play. And so in October, our guidance lessons, we talked about conflict resolution. That's how we introduced it to the kids. And we told them to work through conflict, you got to play with each other. And so, yeah, we have more conflict because they play outside an hour more every week, but it's great. They have to learn those skills. So that's where Play Club came from. So just incorporating more free play, that's something you can do at home. There's some stuff in here that's really neat about, it's called independence therapy. If you have a kid with anxiety, getting them to, hey, go walk to the mail, get the mail and come back all on their own. You know, age appropriate, please don't send your 3-year-old to do that. But you know, it gives suggestions for a lot of those things. Playing at the neighborhood playground, unsupervised. I know, and you're like, ugh. Yeah, it's gonna make some of us anxious mamas have a hard time, but you know, age appropriate things. It is neat. Texas was one of the first states to pass legislation that protects parents from neglect charges when it's age appropriate, letting kids be kids. So you can look up Texas laws on that too. So, any questions or anything?